Matt Stepp with Dave Campbell's Texas Football here in Whitney from the parking lot at Wildcat Stadium, where we're going to give our Friday night instant recap. Let's start here in Whitney, where the Wildcats of Whitney hang on for a 28-21 win over Troy. Jadron Anderson, the big night for Whitney, 3 touchdown catches, an interception on defense, and then on 4th and 5 at the end of the game, he broke up the pass to seal the win as Troy was looking to tie it up in the game's final moments. Some nice win for David Haynes' squad to go 1-0 on the season. Big thoughts from the night, starting in Class 4A. A lot of great action in 4A. We start with the game on Texan Live as the Anna Coyotes knock off Decatur 37-30 in a top 10 matchup in 4A Division 1 that you could have watched on Texan Live if you wanted. I was following along. It was a heck of a ball game. Anna quarterback Ziondre Williams really was the star of the show in his first sorry about the camera holding it up. In his first varsity start, 4 touchdowns. He impressed in 7-on-7. A lot of questions we had about Anna were answered with him, and he showed just how good he is, accounting for 4 touchdowns and leading Anna to a really big win over a really good Decatur Eagle team. Don't be surprised if that's a state semifinal preview potentially. Both those teams are among the favorites in their respective regions in 4A Division 1. Let's go out to Beast, Texas, where in Class 4A the action was unbelievable tonight. Starting up there in Upshur County, where the Gilmer Buckeyes had all kinds of trouble with the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. Tyler Chapel Hill, that game is actually still going. It's in the waning moments. Chapel Hill, at last check, led 71-53 over Gilmer. Yeah, it was an absolute track meet there in Gilmer as the Bulldogs of Chapel Hill, their offense looks unstoppable early on in the season, and they ran up and down the field on Gilmer. That's a good Gilmer team, but Chapel Hill, that's a state title contender in 4A Division 1, and they showed it tonight. They played a really good offensive game. Got to clean some stuff up on defense, but Gilmer's really good offensively too, so hard to hold that against Chapel Hill, especially when you're scoring 71 points. Carthage, the Bulldogs of Carthage got a huge scare from Kilgore tonight in Kilgore. Kilgore went toe-to-toe with Carthage. Carthage hasn't lost a regular season game since September 30th, 2016, and that streak was in jeopardy late into the game. But Carthage pulls it out, 30-27 over Kilgore, keeping their regular season winning streak alive. Kilgore, you got to feel really good about Kilgore leaving this game, going toe-to-toe with one of the big dogs in the state of Texas and the Carthage Bulldogs. Kilgore, great effort, come up a little bit short. Carthage sophomore quarterback Jet Surratt in his first varsity start. I know he threw a pick 6, but I think for the most part he was solid. Carthage leaned on their running game quite a bit. Finally, the Texarkana Pleasant Grove Hawks got all they wanted from Brock and then some. They were trailing 7-3 late into the game. It was a defensive slugfest, old school football at its finest. Pleasant Grove scores late in the game and pulls it out to win 10-7 over the number 2 ranked Brock Eagles in Class 3A Division 1. Speaking of 3A Division 1, the number 1 team in 3A Division 1 got a massive scare of their own tonight as Franklin, who has extended their winning streak to 33 games, but it was by the hair of their chin as Woodville pushed them to the limit. Franklin escapes 36-33 over Woodville on the road. Nice win for Franklin to open the season, but Woodville, that was impressive. They were looking to win the game. They threw an interception at the 2-yard line with less than a minute left that sealed the win for Franklin. But Woodville went toe-to-toe with Franklin. That's a team we need to keep an eye on East Texas as Franklin extends the winning streak to 33 games, but by the skin of their teeth. Down in Refurio, South Texas, Hitchcock took the wrong road trip to Refurio and pulled it out late, 43-36 over Refurio. Hitchcock trailed for much of this game. Lloyd Jones throws a touchdown pass late in the game to give Hitchcock the lead for good. It was a great game. Refurio jumped out to a 14-0 lead and kind of held Hitchcock at bay. Most of the night, Hitchcock rallies late and leaves Jack Sportsman Bobcat Stadium with a big win. It's another one of those wins where if you're Refurio, you're playing up 2 divisions. You don't feel too bad about it, and for Hitchcock, you go down to Refurio on the road in a really hostile environment and get a win. I think both teams walk away from that game feeling pretty good. Finally, in San Antonio, we said it on Tep and Step. Cibolo Steel is a team to watch in San Antonio. They are elite this year. And in a battle of the number 1 versus number 2 team in San Antonio, Steel made quite the statement tonight as the Knights annihilate San Antonio Brennan 52-0. If you don't think Steele's a contender in Region 4, you're not paying attention right now. Steele is a bona fide Region 4 title contender. San Antonio has an elite team in the 2-1-0 this year, and it is the Steele Knights. They are for real, folks. Watch out for David Sines Ball Club. They annihilate Brennan 52-0 to go to 1-0. Next week, Steele and Lake Travis should be a lot of fun. That's all for tonight here from Whitney, Texas. I'm going to head back to Fort Worth, get a few hours of sleep, and hop on a plane in the morning to San Antonio for the KSAT Classic and a triple header at the Alamo Dome. We'll talk to y'all later.